massacre.
Yeah, Zhao Ziyang, for those who don't know, was one of the he was in power in 1989 when Tiananmen Square occurred. And he has ties to Soros and then Ronald Reagan, who helped also pass things like
who passed the National Endowment for Democracy
Act. So, but for those, because Tiananmen Square, people look at Zhao Ziyang and they call him the Gorbachev of China. And if people know Russia's history a bit more than they know China's, and fair enough, same here until recently. But after the Soviet Union fell, the Anglo-American Empire, always wanting to overthrow Russia has been a long-term goal of theirs. But they thought this is a great opportunity to, liberalize them. Let's liberate them from their communist ways and teach them how to do, true capitalism and a free market economy. So they privatized everything, but radical privatization and radical free market economy only benefits the upper elites almost every time. So Russia ended up, all of these oligarchs were trying to incentivize privatization right after the Soviet Union fell.
And speculation as well.
And speculation. And it was funny because when these guys got kicked out, this Russian deep state that was in cahoots with the Soroses and the Anglo-American Empire, they got kicked to New York. They fled to New York to escape persecution in Russia for the treason of trying to economically rape their people. And it's funny because even people like some of the leaders of Tiananmen Square, after trying to lead and cause this violent uproar, of which one of the big myths about it is that all these students died and got crushed by tanks. But even the famous picture of the guy in front of the tank, he didn't get crushed. You can watch the full clip. He walked away. Other people helped guide him off away from the tanks.
But he didn't get killed.
But he didn't get killed, not in the least. And a lot of the violence didn't come to the students nor from the students.
And it wasn't even at the square.
It wasn't.
Apparently, it was 1,000 miles from the square.
Yeah, it was somewhere else in Beijing, and more soldiers, actually, the People's Liberation Army, the PAL soldiers, who weren't armed, by the way. There's some pretty gross pictures, and we're not going to put them on here, but if you watch those videos and the presentation that Matthew gave on those that we alluded to earlier, you will see them. Brian Berletic, you will see the photos of the soldiers. There were more soldiers harmed in the making of this massacre than there were students.
And some of them weren't even students. They were just adults. Again, people that were also provocateurs, this funded by George Soros. And there was this woman, I think, that you're referring to. Her name, I think her name is Chai Ling. She, in the Brian Berletic one, he plays the full video of what it is that she's talking about, and Matthew also quotes her as well. And she played a large part in the Tiananmen Square movement, and she was a prolific leader. And there's this thing called Operation Mockingbird, and I think that honestly... Operation Yellowbird. And when you just simply Google it, Maddie, I put it in the Telegram. It's literally the latest link that you can grab. Yeah. At the very, very bottom.
Everybody's familiar with the concept of Operation Yellowbird.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows Operation Paperclip. If you've heard of Operation Paperclip, which is, them taking after World War II, escaping all the Nazis into the West.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is
giving them new jobs.